Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome to this gentle yoga class for lower back and shoulder pain. We're going to get started on our mats by making some Sufi circles, so let's go. Inhaling on your way up and exhaling on your way down. Feeling the sense of flow and space, reversing the direction as you go the other way. And just continuing to flow here in a way that feels good and natural for you. On the next inhale, let's come through center. We're going to reach the arms up. And on your exhale, we're going to twist over to the left. Inhale as you lengthen, feel the space in the body. And maybe exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. Inhale as we come back up, and then walk your left hand out to the side and reach your right arm up and over as far as you can. Getting this nice side body stretch. As you inhale, feel the space in the side body, and then exhale as you come back through center, reaching up and twisting again over to the other side. Feeling again this sense of space and length as you lift through the chin, the crown of the head, and exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming back up through center, and then walking your right hand out, lifting your left arm up and over. Stretching up as high as you can. Inhale, back up through center, and then exhale, hands on your knees. And we'll come into a few rounds now of seated cat and cow. So inhale as you open up the heart, shoulders draw back. Exhale as you round and close. Continuing this flow. Inhale as you open, exhale as you round. Let it feel good, let it feel nourishing. And then on your next inhale, back up through center. Exhale one more time into the seated cat. And now finding some neck circles here. And again, when we're making circles, we can always move nice and naturally, so you don't have to force anything or do too big or too small, just whatever feels right. Moving in the other direction anytime you make a circle, so important. Feeling the flow, any release, tension, stress, whether it's mental or physical, that often gets lodged right there in the body. All right, so let's meet up in a tabletop position now, and getting anything you need extra, like blanket under the knees or blocks, and then meet me with our regular version of cat and cow. Inhale to tuck the toes, drop the belly, open the heart, lift the chin. Exhale as you round the spine and bring the chin to the chest. Again, moving natural as we flow. And today's class will be doing a lot of flows to really warm up the back, open it up, release any tension and pain in the shoulders. Let's roll back and forth a little on the wrists now. So staying in like a cat position, but bringing your weight forward and back a few times. Using your breath to guide you, as always, in our yoga practice. Now we're going to lift that left leg back, and option one is to just bend the knee and keep it here, opening the spine, opening the heart, lifting through the chin. You can roll that ankle a few times. And if you want to go further today, bring your right hand around your left foot into tiger's pose and try to press the foot into the hand into the foot, and just open up there, and now drop it back down. In between sides, you could give a little shake, and then we're going to switch. So your right leg will come up, you could bend the knee, and remember, this is position one, just staying right here, opening through the heart, or going further by grabbing that right foot with your left hand and lengthening, opening, grounding through your right palm. All right, so left hand comes down, right knee comes down, and up into downward dog we go. Lifting up through the hips, dropping each heel down one at a time, and just finding a nice shape here. I always like to find some movement in downward dog rather than being in stillness, so that's always an option. Again, bending the knees, or if staying still works better for you, then please feel free to just stay still. Next inhale, look forward, and you could either walk or hop or step to forward fold at the top of the mat, letting yourself release and let go. I'm a little tight from still being postpartum. In this video, I'm only 6 weeks postpartum, but whatever you're feeling right now, it doesn't have to be, a super deep stretch today, just enough to really release and let go. Dropping the arms, maybe we're swaying side to side. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna make our way as slow as we can up to stand and moving into a standing back bend. So just pressing into your lower back with both hands, elbows draw in towards one another. If you wanna go a little deeper, you can step your right foot back and kind of balancing on the ball of your right foot, opening the heart, and then switching. Left foot steps back, and just a little bit of a deeper version, but you can always stay with both feet standing at the top of the mat. One more breath here, and then we can exhale. Just step back, facing the front of the room, and then we're gonna step our left foot back. So you're gonna be to the side of the mat. You're gonna bend your right knee to start, and you might take a few times here, just releasing that synovial fluid in the joints, and then meeting me here in Warrior Two. Arms are lengthening out to a T, reaching through both sides, grounding down through the feet. So being pretty active here in all directions. Again, lengthening through the entire body. Smooth, easy breaths. And then on your exhale, drop that right forearm down onto the thigh and bring your left arm up and over. And this is side angle. I always find a really nice release here in my lower back. So hopefully you're feeling that. It's a little bit of a twist too. So on your inhale, you're gonna come through center, straighten your right knee, and then spin the toes. Now you're facing the long way of your mat. Hands are on your hips, and we're lowering down now to our first wide angle forward fold in Prasarita Paratadasana. Again, feeling free to fold as deep as you can. Everyone will be a little different here. You can move in any way that feels nice. Reminder how important forward folds are when it comes to lower back tension and pain, and releasing any of that through these folds. Coming up mindfully now, so hands on the hips, and we're just gonna switch sides. Super simple today. So it's gonna be your left knee now that bends and straightens a few times. Again, we're setting up for that Warrior Two. So as you're ready, arms are out to a T. We're gazing over that left middle finger. Arms are out, and breathing through any tension, any tightness. Listening into your body. And now coming down for that side angle. So roll your right hip up towards the sky while you're here to get that little extra twist. Gaze up at that right palm in the sky. Another deep breath here. Huge side stretch, so needed. Side body is just as important when it comes to the back and the shoulders. Okay, so now coming back down to that wide angle fold, toes are pointing towards the wide edge of your mat, and we're interlacing our hands, bringing the arms up overhead for this unique shoulder opener, targeting that middle part of the shoulders, chin to the chest, neck is relaxed, crown of the head lengthens all the way down to the earth. And then we're gonna slowly make our way back up, hands on the hips. So now we're gonna come down to a squat, but don't worry, it's not gonna be too intense. We're just gonna bend the knees, bring our hands to each knee, and we're gonna make our Sufi circles here. So just rotating the torso, getting deep into the hips here, and again, just moving in a natural way at a natural pace, inhaling on your way up and exhaling on your way down. And I always find that these movements can be like a massage for the spine. All right, so making our way back up through center, arms out to a T and back down into a fold, and this time seeing if we could grab the big toes with both peace sign fingers on each hand. And remember, if you can't get down here yet, that's fine. Maybe just find a different version of the fold. Hands on the floor, or of course, if you're using blocks, hands can be on top of blocks. We'll take one more huge, deep breath here. And then on your exhale, hands to center. And we're gonna bend and sway from side to side, bending one knee, bending the other. Next time, your front knee, so whatever knee is at the front of your mat, you're gonna bend that and then step it back to a plank. So we're gonna get into some back bend soon, and core is so important before we really get deeper into the spine. So we're gonna do a little core work, very gentle, coming back into downward dog, and then rolling back up to plank. Reminder, you can always be on the knees in plank if you're taking it even more gentle today. Totally beautiful and perfect. Inhale, ripple up to your plank pose, lengthen, and exhale. We're gonna drop the knees now. Okay, so our first back bend always is gonna be Sphinx, super gentle and simple here. Our forearms are on the ground and we're pressing the elbows pretty actively. Since this isn't a yin class, we wanna stay a little more active, lengthening through the crown of the head, pressing down through the thighs, and really breathing into the spine, into the lower back. Again, every inhale an opportunity to find more space and healing through the body. Every exhale an opportunity to release, again, physical and mental tension and stress. Okay, so on the exhale, we're gonna make a pillow with the hands and rest either side of the face down, and take a moment to bend and windshield wiper the knees here. And this is just always a nice way to release any lower back tension. Letting it go. Breathing into that sensation. Next back bend, we're gonna do a little warm up here. So downward boat, palms are facing the earth. We're gonna inhale, lift everything up, the legs, the hands, the chin, and then exhale back down. Nice and mindful. Doesn't matter how high you lift up, just as long as you're lifting up a little bit. Inhale, lift, exhale. Inhale, lift again, and exhale down. Inhale again, and this time maybe you hold the downward boat or come further into locust, interlacing the hands like we did before and pulling the knuckles back in space as we continue to lengthen, point the toes, again, being as active as you can, breathing in. Remember, you can be in any other back bend here. And then on the exhale, we're gonna lower, press the hands under the shoulders, and we're rolling back into a child's pose, but then right away, gently coming up towards like a cobra. And this is gonna really help just give some more mobility and fluid through the spine. So I know we were waiting for that child's pose, but let's keep flowing. Inhale as we lift, moving naturally. Exhale as we roll towards the child's pose. Inhale, elbows in, lift and open. Okay, so let's try to hold this for a moment in upward dog or any other variation of a back bend. If you want more, lift the knees, press tops of the feet on the floor. Big breath in. Exhale. Walk the knees a little bit closer in and roll back to that child's pose. Taking this moment to just review any intentions you may have had coming into this practice. Being proud of yourself for showing up today at home and putting on this video and practicing along with me. And any intentions you had for healing, pain relief, release, physical, mental tension. Any reason that you're here today is an amazing reason. And again, being proud of yourself for sticking with this practice, committing to yourself. Okay, so let's slowly make our way back up into our tabletop. And we're gonna get deeper into the shoulders now. So walk your knees a little wider, almost as wide as the mat. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Again, we're flowing. Exhale, left arm under and through. Inhale, lift the left arm up again. Exhale, left arm under and through. So towards the thread, the needle, and we are going there. So inhale to lift. Exhale. And on your next exhale, drop that left shoulder to the earth, left side of the face rests. Always the option to wrap the right arm around the back for the double shoulder opener. letting your shoulders just release and open here. Again, grounding and rooting into this moment. Saying yes and committing to release of tension in the entire spine, in the entire shoulder. On your exhale, prepare to rise. So we're pressing the right hand down into the earth. Inhale, left arm is coming back up to the sky. You could wrap your left arm around the back just for another shoulder opener for a moment. And then on your exhale, bring your left hand back down. And we're switching sides. So just check back in with your knees. Right arm now will come up to the sky. And on your exhale, right arm under and through. And we're going to continue. Inhale, lift right arm. Exhale, under and through. Inhale, lift, reach, arms extend. Under and through. And then one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plant yourself. Root and ground. Again, we could start right here. Left arm just stays forward and relaxed. Or you can always go for that double shoulder opener where you bring the left arm to wrap around your back and open the shoulder that way. Eyes closed are always a great option as well to really just get in touch with your body and what's moving through you today. On your next inhale, let's press the left hand down and bring that right arm back up and around the back. So just getting that next shoulder opener and then making your way back to your tabletop and rocking the hips or doing any movement that feels natural. Okay, so we're going to transition now to kneeling position, and you can just sit on the heels or you can kneel if that's better. Continuing in the neck now. So interlace your hands, bring them around the side, and we're gonna roll the neck. And as if you were drawing circles in the air with the nose. So going in one direction. Okay, so on your next exhale, we're gonna bring the left ear to the left shoulder, bring the left arm up, and then just gently press the top of the head down, breathing in to the left side of your neck, breathing into sensation, and then switching. So slowly come back first, and then hands to the other side, and then make those circles again. And now you might be making them in the opposite direction if you can remember. If not, don't worry. Maybe we switch the direction a few times as we make these circles. Okay, so moving over to the other side. So now your right arm is gonna come out, and then right hand on top of the head, right ear towards the shoulder, and we're breathing through the left side of the neck. And again, breathing into sensation and releasing. Okay, so let's come back through center, and now we're gonna go into a forward fold. What I love about this stacked mat that I just got is that you could literally stack it, and now my hips are elevated. If you do not have a mat like this, you could always sit on a blanket if you need more elevation. Again, I am newly postpartum, so some of this stuff is kind of new to me. I haven't done it in a while. So my edge for this forward fold is going to be a lot less. But we're gonna all exhale now, and you might reach the toes, you might reach the legs. But what's really important about this, especially because we're working with the back today, is that we're not rounding the spine. So we're lengthening through the lower back, we're lengthening through. So even if you don't get super far down, that's okay. We're reaching though actively. So even though I don't look too far down, I'm very active, lengthening through the toes. One more breath. And then let's make our way back up. And we're gonna bring the feet to the earth, bend the knees, bring your feet wide, press down and lift the hips, drop the head back. And we're lowering back down for a few reverse tables. Inhale to lift, drop the head, open the throat. Exhale to lower down. Inhale again, lift up, press up, open up. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Okay, so unraveling that stacked mat now, you could look behind you, and we're gonna slowly lower down. So just make sure, you're at a good spot on your mat. We're We're gonna set up for some bridges. So walk your heels towards your fingertips. Arms are extended. We don't have to reach. Everything should just be where it is. We're gonna inhale, lift the hips, open the arms up overhead, and then exhale, lower everything back down. And we're gonna flow into bridge today. So inhale, lift and open. Exhale, lower and return back. Inhale to lift. So a nice flow today. Flow is the key to any tension or tightness release. Okay, so bridge pose, you're gonna roll the shoulders under the lower back, interlace under the upper back, and interlace the fingers under the lower. Press up through your hips, ground down through your feet. Keep breathing. Remember, a block under the lower back here is fine. Smooth, easy breaths. Press up through the hips. One more breath and lower. Beautiful, everyone. Okay, so very subtle movement. You're gonna press your tailbone into the earth to lift the lower back, and then press the lower back into the earth, lifting the tailbone. If you're looking up at the screen, you could barely see movement, but it's that subtle. So again, pressing your tailbone in, lifting the lower back, pressing the lower back in, and lifting the tailbone. Again, continuing to breathe here, giving yourself that nice massage. Beautiful pelvic tilt. All right, left heel on top of the right knee, and we're gonna butterfly out that left leg a few times, saying hello to the hips. We haven't really been in the hips much today, which is okay. Left hand on the left knee now. You can kind of press it out if you want a deeper stretch. You're gonna now cross your left leg over your right and come to twisted root. So both knees over to the right and we're looking over to the left. A reminder, any twist here is fine, so just listen to your body. Releasing and breathing here. Surrendering to whatever sensation is coming up. And on your exhale, making your way back through center. And we're gonna go over to the other side, same thing. So right heel is on the knee. We're butterflying out that right knee. We're saying hello to that hip now. And you're just gonna pause. You're gonna press your right knee down. Getting a little deeper, and then crossing your right leg over and dropping both knees over to the left. And then looking over to the right. Or you could stay neck neutral if that's better too. Listening in. Allowing yourself to surrender and to let go. To be where you are in this moment. And then on your next inhale, coming through center. Rocking your knees side to side. And kind of getting these final little movements here. Embracing yourself, hugging your knees into your chest. And just giving yourself a beautiful hug. Expressing some gratitude for yourself, again, for showing up for this practice. Showing up for yourself and your body and your mind. All right, so moving into a short Shavasana, but I do want to remind you that if it feels good to stay here longer today, that you can absolutely stay here longer. You can also move into a seated meditation or do another one of my yoga classes in my video library. If you're staying here for Shavasana though with me, just relaxing the entire body. Letting go. On your next exhale, begin to reawaken, rolling out your wrists and ankles and just doing any movement that feels good. Getting a full body stretch and then hugging your knees into your chest. Again, giving yourself a nice squeeze and then rolling over to your left side. Again, you can stay in Shavasana or meditation, or maybe you're ready to come out, up, and back to a seated position, facing the front of your mat. Bringing your hands together at the heart center, bowing down to yourself, and thanking yourself for showing up and being present, committing yourself to this practice today. I hope your back and shoulders feel a lot better after this. And I thank you for trusting me to guide this practice. Namaste.